Plot Twist in SPN Season 8 Finale by Leal. Read by Bob Wess. This takes place at the very end of Season 8, Episode 23. Dean is with Sam. He stopped his brother from killing himself by completing the trials just in time. Sam is fine and doesn't need advanced medical care. Dean exits the abandoned church supporting his brother. Sam looks exhausted, but all in all, he's fine. They manage to stop the trials just in time to avoid permanent damage. A gust of wind and a low rumble makes Dean's skin prickle. He doesn't know how to put it into words, but he knows that it's bad omens. They both look up to the cloudy sky just in time to see dozens of fiery globes pierce the clouds and plummet to the ground. No, Cass. It's barely a whisper, the memory of Naomi's words flooding back in his mind. Metatron isn't trying to fix anything. He's trying to break it, expel all angels from heaven, just as God cast out Lucifer. Sam gasps. What's happening? Angels. They're falling. Dean's voice wavers a little, but he tries to stay strong. Cass needs him to be strong. He shakes himself out of his stupor, and while the sky is still stricken with burning angels like a summer meteor shower, he sits behind the wheel and starts the engine. Come on, Sammy. We gotta find him. Dean drives aimlessly, well past midnight, all the way into the early morning hours. His eyes are bloodshot, but he stubbornly keeps them trained on the roadside while he drives slowly. Sam does too, but he gets disheartened very soon. Dean, he could have fallen literally anywhere. Maybe he's not even on this continent by now. Shouldn't we wait for him to get in touch with us? To send a message, a signal, something? We have to find him, Sam. I need to find him. Then, I need to know that he's fine. By the first light of dawn, he prays. He doesn't know if Cass can hear him. He's pretty sure he can't at this point, but he tries nonetheless. Cass, I hope you can hear me, that wherever you are, it's not too late. I'm sorry I wasn't there when you needed me, and I'm sorry I couldn't show you how much I need you. You're my best friend, Cass. I've been an asshole to you more often than not. He trails off, a shape in the dust catching his attention. Dean hits the brakes and the car stops abruptly, jostling Sam, who grunts in the passenger seat. Dean stares for a full minute at the smiling wooden chef advertising traditional gumbo and other delicacies from the road shoulder. It's a billboard, Dean, Sam says. He sounds just as tired as he looks. Dean feels something break inside himself. What if they can't find Cass? What if he never gets to see him again? For the first time, he feels his hopes slip away. It's then that, unwittingly, he changes the recipient of his prayer. God, please give me a chance to fix things. Right then, his phone goes off. Dean checks the caller ID and he doesn't recognize it. Hello? He says warily. His heart skips a beat when a very familiar gravelly voice calls his name for the other end of the phone. Sam had booked 2 rooms in the cheapest motel along I-29. He did it because he knew his brother had something to discuss with their freshly fallen angelic friend after they found him looking miserable and shuffling along the roadside, and he thought that'd be easier with some privacy. That's how Dean found himself sitting on the edge of a shitty mattress, unable to tear his eyes away from the former angel while he gulps a whole bottle of water in a matter of seconds. You're thirsty, Dean comments. And hungry, Cass adds, reaching for the takeaway boxes. Anything else? Dean says, aiming for jokingly. Cass stares at him with those impossibly blue eyes for a long minute before lowering them to the food, sadness overshadowing them. Lonely, he said at last. I feel lonely. Metatron tricked me and stole my grace. I'm cast out. I can't hear the host's voices anymore. There's only silence. And loneliness. Dean doesn't really know what to say. Metatron told me that something wonderful would happen, that I'd live my life to the fullest, I'd find a wife. Cass trails off. Dean swallows dry, but refrains himself from making crass comments. But I don't want that, Castiel says finally. What is it that you want? Dean asks. He feels brave all of a sudden, and hopeful, almost thrilled. Maybe it's the way that Cass is looking at him with that intense stare of his. Maybe it's the adrenaline of having him here, safe and sound after the fear to have lost him for good. It doesn't matter. It's something I know I can't have, so it's pointless. Cass. Dean stands from his spot and approaches his friend who's sitting on the other bed. Cass looks up at him, confused. Dean surrenders to the need to brush Cass's wet hair from his forehead, a tender gesture that has Cass's eyelids fluttering. I don't know what you want, but I know what I want. I want to be there for you. I want to help you through this. I want you to be safe and happy. I want to prevent you from feeling lonely ever again." Cass's eyes had grown wider with every sentence Dean spoken. "You mean it?" he asks, hope and dread mingled together. "I mean it," Dean says softly. "Then show me," Cass says, suddenly bold. Later on, while he watches his angel sleep serenely in his arms, Dean wonders why it took him so long to speak up his feelings and curses himself for the time he's lost hiding them and pretending they weren't there. Never mind. There's no way back from this, and if it's gonna feel this good, even only once in a lifetime, it's totally worth it.